Hey everybody, I'm Andy the Kenworth Guy. Here I am outside in front of our building. It is a beautiful day here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Kenworth T370. This is a 2022 T370 with a New Star gravel box on the back of it here. So let's see what this truck is all about, and I'll show you the details. So here it is. This is a truck that we brought in for stock, and it actually married up really nicely with the customer's choice of body and everything. So we set this truck up for stock with a provision for a 14 to a 15.5 foot box, 16 foot box roughly. And this one here is 15.5 feet. The guys over at New Star put it together for them, did a beautiful job. Let's take a look up front here. I'll show you what we got. So on a T370, we have the standard fiberglass Meton material hood. It is a three-piece design with the seams. It's all bonded together, but these seams you can paint up to there if you want. We did this single stainless steel chrome bumper, and it comes standard with the aluminum metal mesh grille and the center spear, and the crown around the grille is always painted. So that's what we got there. We got the halogen projector style headlights, so those are standard. And then we got your provision for the toe pins up front right there. Now we order these trucks with the 385 wide steer tires. That allows us to legally get a full 16,000 pound rating on the front axle. So every province or state has its own jurisdictions and own rules. And in Manitoba, our rules are a 385 tire will give us 3,850 kilograms per side. So that's basically 16,000 pounds on the steer axle. So that's what we got up there. We have the aluminum polished rims. When you go with the 385 tires, we get to put these guys on from the factory. And we ordered the truck with the chrome aerodynamic style mirrors. Actually, those cost a little bit less than the painted mirrors from the factory. Not much, but I think it looks nicer and it saves money too. So not a bad way to do it. Up top, we have the up top we have the chrome visor along with the LED marker lights and the air horns up top. Now it was ordered with a pre-wire switch for customer installed beacons, and the guys at New Star mounted the customer beacons up on the bulkhead there. And I really like what they did there. They actually custom cut in the customer's name. So this truck was bought by the guys over at Wintec. Big thank you to the guys at Wintec for purchasing this truck. This is one of several trucks that they bought for me this year so far. The only tandem, but turned out really nice. Nice job there, Doug. Looks awesome. Okay, so going down the side here, we have the diamond plate battery box. So this is basically the only way you configure the battery box under the steps. And it's very easy to remove. Just undo those two rubbers like I just did. And then grab this with one hand if you want. And then there's your batteries all underneath. Now they are mounted on this rubber pad to help absorb some vibration. and it's not weather tight, but it is fairly sealed to keep any moisture out of inside there, which can cause premature battery failure. Now here on the back side, you can see the battery disconnect switches. So that's an option as well that we put on our stock trucks. A lot of them anyways. Now right here we have your pan heater, your block heater I mean, and there's your def tank. We have the aluminum fuel tank, 22-inch diameter, and those are the 75-gallon tank right there with the polished 2-inch straps. So this is, like I said, a 15.5-foot box. It has the manual tarper right here. I don't know if I want to do it. You know, it has an electric tarp motor for it as well. So that's just a manual option if you guys, or if a guy wants to do it. So this little red guy right down here, this is basically a safety latch. So when you lift up the hood, you can put that on this piece right here just to help the box from preventing to fall down on you. We have a 40,000-pound rear axle, the DSP 41P, which means it has an oil pump on the diffs. That helps to keep everything nice and lubricated inside there. Full diff locks as well. So we did on the front here, the shocks are mounted on the outside of the frame rail. On the back side, the shocks are mounted on the inboard of the frame rail. That way we can get that hinge nice and tight. Otherwise, you can see kind of how this shock goes back there, and your air tank, that shock would be right about there, pushing it back even a little bit further. So that's just something that I do when we order these trucks from the factory, inboard mounted shock absorbers. So on the back end here, a straight tandem, no provision for any pintle or towing with it. And then here is the opening on the back end. So that's the inside of the box. You can kind of see what that's all about. Okay. Not much to look at on this side. There's another safety latch there. Hydraulic tank. So that was put on by the guys at New Star. I just love this color combination. It looks really cool. And then there's the emissions toolbox right in there. We'll open up the hood and show you what's under the hood. So the hood opens up a full 90 degrees. So as you can see here, you got lots of access to the engine compartment. You can see the front rad here, see how clean that is, if you need to clean that out or not. So this is the PX9 engine, which is made by Cummins for PACCAR. So this is the 9-liter or 8.9 liter Cummins engine. I believe we did the 360 horsepower on this one here, and it would have the Allison transmission. That's why we have the tranny fluid dip right there. All your fluid levels are centralized on one side on the T370, so that's a really nice function. So you got your power steering, your engine oil check, your tranny check, your washer fluid, your coolant up top, and then your engine oil fill is right down there. So that's a little bit about this side. Take a look on the other side. Hot side, you got your turbo and HVAC system right here. Your air filter is up there, and you can see the filter minder right there. You can order a gauge in the dash to show if your air filter is getting plugged up as well. Changing your cab filter is very noisy here today. Changing your cab filter is very easy to do. You just take that off, and then there it is right there. Now there is a safety latch to prevent this hood from closing on you. It automatically engages. So I just flip that down, and then now we can close the hood up and take a look inside. As we walk into the truck here, we have a sealed up door. So you can see here, when the door is closed, you don't see any part of the cab on the inside. So it's a nice sealed up cab. And for this stock truck, we did a fairly nice setup here. I really like going along with the wood grain dash. So that's what we got going all across here. So that's a wood grain dash. And we did the maximum amount of gauges. It lets us do 3 additional gauges from the factory. So we have the air suspension load for the truck, fuel, there's your standard fuel gauge, your def, air filter, and then which one is optional over here on this side? Oh yeah, the transmission temperature. You get that with the Allison automatic. So down below here, we have your air suspension dump, your diff locks, and then your power divider. We have 3 spare switches, and then up above here, there's your engine retarder, and then there's a toggle between the air horn or electric horn. This is just a work light switch, and then the beacons, PTO switch, and then here's your lights and so forth, and then your cruise right there. So like I said, this is an Allison automatic, so this is the 3000 RDS 6-speed transmission in here. So 6-speed transmission right there, push button, really nice. And we've updated these here a couple of years ago. We have a nice electronic cable or electronic system. We used to have a cable system where these would kick back. You'd turn it and then it would pull back just because it was old style. This is all electronic, so a lot more reliable. So down here, this is your window wiper control. Right here, you push this in to get juice on the window. And then this here is to adjust the guy right up here. So this is how you just turn that dial and then you can go through the menu like so. So pretty simple. As far as what we got down here, this is your hoist control, and then there's your tailgate trip. So this would have been installed by the guys at New Star. And then on this side here, we have the cloth seat with the toolbox down below, and the optional cup holder right there. So that's a little bit about this work truck. All right, so that's it for this week's video. Again, a huge thank you to Doug at Wintech for purchasing this truck for me. It turned out really, really nice. Love the colors on the box, just looks really sharp. So hey, if you want to subscribe to my channel and you haven't done so, just click the link down here, like I say in every video, and you can also check out what my website has, thekenworthguy.com. You can just click that link up there as well. Hey, if you want to give me a shout, all my contact information is below. We have lots of stock trucks coming in just like this, as far as for grain or for gravel, so different wheelbases for each. So give me a shout for sure if you are interested in something like that. So that's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, have yourself the world's best day.